Move it, troopers! On the double! Fire!
Hi, this is Todd from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be talking about the Star Wars galaxy that we never got to see. During the early 1970s, George Lucas was writing a script outlined for a sci-fi fantasy space opera named the Star Wars. By 1974, he had a pretty solid screenplay, with trained knights using laser swords, an evil empire, and an enormous fortress in space. Except this Star Wars was almost nothing like the films we know and love today. If a multiverse existed, like it does in the Marvel and DC universe, this Star Wars story would surely be the main Star Wars on at least one of the Infinite Peril universe Earths. In 2013, Dark Horse Comics released an illustrated version of Lucas's original screenplay, and we got to see how George's original vision evolved into what we saw on screen. Anyway, let's begin. In the Star Wars, Luke Skywalker is a grizzled old man of 60 and a general in a quill, which is one of the few planets not already taken over by the Empire. He is a Jedi Bendu, which are a group of warriors who were once the sworn defenders of the Emperor, but have since defected and are being hunted by the Sith. The Galactic Empire and their leader had been protected by the Jedi Bendu for at least 100,000 years. However, the Knights of Sith, a rival faction of the Jedi Bendu, took over the Galactic Empire and forced the Jedi Bendu survivors into hiding. But Luke is not the only hero in this story. Kain Starkiller is also a Jedi Bendu, and he lives on a desolate moon of Utapau with his two sons, Deke and Anakin. Kain is mostly cyborg now, after his many battles left him with nothing but a head and an arm. After young Deke is killed by a surprise Sith attack, Kain and Anakin flee to a quill so that the brash Anakin can complete his Jedi Bendu training with Luke. In the Star Wars, they say may the force of others be with you. R2-D2 has a huge difference in the Star Wars. There, he can actually speak in full sentences, although he still looks like a trash can. It's interesting to note that George originally planned full dialogue for the little droid, and equally interesting that C-3PO hasn't changed in personality from his very first appearances. Princess Leia doesn't play the heroic role she assumes in A New Hope, but is instead a college girl who needs to be rescued from a university once war in a quill breaks out. She's retrieved by Anakin Starkiller, who punches her in the face to get her to comply, and they eventually fall in love. When Leia's father is killed, she becomes the queen of a quill. The most dramatic change from the Star Wars to Star Wars is the appearance of Han Solo, aka Swamp Solo. In this story, Solo is a Urelian, a tall reptilian with a reputation for hunting Wookiees on their home planet of Yavin. The hunting and killing Wookiees part makes it nearly impossible for him and Chewbacca to team up and become best buds, but they do. Even under his scaly skin, Solo seems like pretty much the same guy. Wookiees have basically replaced Ewoks in the Star Wars. They live in a society that very much resembles the Ewoks in Episode 6. At some point, Anakin Starkiller beats their chief in combat and is worshipped by the Wookiees in the same way C-3PO was in Return of the Jedi. Darth Vader also has a place in this alternate Star Wars universe. He bears a lot of similarities to the Vader we already know, like his facial scars and kinda his costume. He has one red robotic eye and a full head of hair. In this version, he's a tactical commander of the Empire and has no force powers. While he expresses some respect for the Sith, it quickly diminishes when they don't get instant results. He's more of a Grand Admiral Thrawn type of character. The main Sith character is Prince Valorum. His name pops up in the prequel trilogy as Chancellor Valorum. In the Star Wars, Prince Valorum is a powerful Sith who is called in by the Empire for his Jedi Bendu hunting expertise. He doesn't immediately capture the rebellious Skywalker and Starkiller, nor Leia and her siblings, but it's clear that the Darth Vader we get in A New Hope is a mix of both this Vader and Valorum. By the end of the script, Sith Prince Valorum and Jedi Bendu Anakin Starkiller team up to deal a blow to the Empire once Valorum has realized that Vader is planning on wiping out the Sith as well. Ultimately, after the Jedi teach the Wookiees how to fly ships, they attack the space fortress, which eventually explodes, with Darth Vader inside. A quill is saved, and Anakin Starkiller is given the title of Lord Protector of a Quill. Many of the ideas here were inserted into the movies, or at least very similar to what we saw in episodes 1 to 6, and have numerous Easter eggs. Now, no matter how much fun it is to talk about this, we are very glad that this didn't end up to be the actual Star Wars that we know and love today. So, thank you George Lucas for bringing your amazing story of Star Wars to the world. Anyway guys, this is it on the video, and I hope you all enjoyed it and had a great year, and learned something new about the vast multiverse of Star Wars. If you want to support this channel, hit that subscribe button for even more videos like this one, and remember guys, God is awesome, may the Force be with you always, and we'll see you next year. You Rebel Scum.
This party's over.